Genesis chapter 29. After Jacob resumed his journey, he came to the land of the Kingdomites. Looking about, he saw a well in the open country, with 3 flocks of sheep hidden near it. 4 flocks were watering that from that well. A large stone covered the mouth of the well. When all the shepherds were assembled, they were there. Would roll the stone away from the mouth of the well and water the sheep. Then they would put the stone back again in its place over the mouth of the well. Jacob said to them, "My brothers, where are you from?" "We are from Haran," they replied. Then he asked them, "Do you know Laban, son of Nahor?" "We do," they answered. He inquired further, "Is he well?" "He is," they answered, "and here comes his daughter Rachel with the sheep." Then he said, "There is still much daylight left. It is hardly the time to bring the animals home. Water the sheep and then continue pasturing them." They replied, "We cannot until all the shepherds are here to roll the stone away from the mouth of the well. Then we can water the flocks." While he was still talking with them, Rachel arrived with her father's sheep, for she was the one who tended them. As soon as Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of his mother's brother Laban, and the shepherd of Laban, he went up, rolled the stone away from the mouth of the well, and watered Laban's sheep. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept aloud. Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's relative, Rebekah's son. So she ran to tell her father. When Laban heard the news about Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him. After embracing and kissing him, he brought him to his house. Jacob then replied to Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, "You are indeed my bone and my flesh." After Jacob had stayed with him a full month, Laban said to him, "Should you serve me for nothing, just because you are a relative of mine? Tell me what your wages should be." Now Laban had 2 daughters. The older was called Leah, the younger Rachel. Leah had dull eyes, but Rachel was shapely and beautiful. Lost my spot. Should be and beautiful. Because Jacob loved Rachel, he answered, "I will serve you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel." Laban replied, It is better to give her to you than to another man. Stay with me." So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, yet they seemed to him like a few days because of his love for her. Then Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife, that I may consummate my marriage with her, for my term is now complete." So Laban invited all of the local inhabitants and gave a banquet. At nightfall, he took his daughter Laban and brought her to Jacob, and he consummated the marriage with her. Laban assigned his maidservant Zalphon to his daughter Laban as her maidservant. In the morning there was Laban. So Jacob said to Laban, "How could you do this to me? Was it not Rachel that I served you? Why did you deceive me?" Laban replied, It is not the custom in our country to give the younger daughter before the firstborn. Finish the bridal week for this one, and then the other will also be given to you in return for another 7 years of service with me. Jacob did so. He finished the bridal week for the one, and then Laban gave him his daughter Rachel as a wife. Laban assigned his maid servant Bilhah to his daughter Rachel as her maidservant. Jacob then consummated his marriage with Rachel also, and he loved her more than Leah. Thus he served Laban another 7 years. When the Lord saw that Laban was unloved, he made her fruitful, while Rachel was barren. Laban conceived and bore a son, and she named him Reuben, for she said, "It means, the Lord saw my misery. Surely now my husband will love me." She conceived again and bore a son, and said, "It means, the Lord heard that I was unloved, and therefore he has given me this one also." So she named him Salmon. Again she conceived and bore a son, and she said, "Now at least my husband will become attached to me, since I have now borne him 3 sons. That is why she named him Levi. Once more she conceived and bore a son, and she said, "This time I will give thanks to the Lord." Therefore she named him Judah. Then she stopped bearing children. End of chapter 29.